Did you know that nearly 40% of ghost sightings in the United States are reported near railroads? What is it about abandoned tracks and haunted bridges that seem to trap spirits between our world and the next? But among all the ghostly tales of the railways, one stands out as truly chilling. It's a story of death, tragedy, and an eerie return from the grave. What if I told you that a ghost train, carrying the spirits of the dead, is still heard speeding through the night on tracks that no longer exist? This is the terrifying legend of the Phantom Express of Bostian Bridge, a tale so disturbing that history itself seems to repeat it. Stay with us as we uncover the mystery of the spectral locomotive that has haunted North Carolina for over a century. This is Shadow Trains, and this is the legend of the Bostian Bridge disaster. Our journey takes us to the small town of Statesville, North Carolina, a quiet place nestled in the rolling hills of the American South. But just beyond the town lies a structure shrouded in darkness and fear. A bridge, towering 60 feet above Third Creek, where one of America's most horrifying train disasters occurred. Even today, the Bostian Bridge stands as a grim monument to the lives lost on August 27, 1891, when a train, number 9, carrying passengers, luggage, and dreams, derailed and plunged into the waters below. Many died instantly. Others suffered, trapped beneath the wreckage, their cries fading into the night. And ever since, on the anniversary of that fateful night, witnesses claim to hear the screeching of steel, the whistle of a ghostly locomotive, and even the cries of the doomed passengers, forever reliving their last moments. Is it just a legend, a trick of the mind, or is the Phantom Express of Bostian Bridge still running long after its final journey? Let's go back to the night it all began. It was a humid summer evening in 1891. The Southern Railway's number 9 passenger train was making its routine overnight journey from Salisbury to Asheville. On board were dozens of passengers, travelers heading home, businessmen, and railway workers. But what started as a peaceful ride turned into horror in the blink of an eye. As the train approached Bostian Bridge, something terrible happened. Eyewitness reports from survivors and locals describe the same chilling event. A violent jolt shook the train. The engine suddenly derailed, pulling the following cars with it. The entire train plunged from the bridge, smashing into the rocky creek bed 60 feet below. The horrific sound of crashing metal filled the night air. Bodies were thrown into the wreckage. Some died instantly, while others suffered, trapped beneath the twisted remains of the train. A fire broke out, fueled by the wooden cars and kerosene lamps inside. The scene was chaotic, with rescuers desperately trying to pull survivors from the debris. But dozens perished, including the train's engineer and crew. When the smoke cleared, the death toll stood at more than 20 souls lost. The bridge stood strong, but the tragedy it witnessed would never fade, or so they thought. Just 1 year after the disaster, reports began to surface. Locals claimed to hear a train that never arrived. Farmers working late would swear they heard the whistle of an approaching locomotive, only to see nothing on the tracks. Hikers near the bridge reported feeling an unexplainable chill as the sound of screeching wheels and screaming passengers filled the air. And some say, on the anniversary of the crash, a phantom train appears, recreating the doomed journey before vanishing into the night. One chilling account comes from a railroad worker who claimed to see the entire accident play out in ghostly form, only to find no wreckage, no bodies, and no train when he ran to investigate. What was happening at Bostian Bridge? Was it just imagination? Or were the spirits of the dead still trapped in a never-ending loop of their final journey? Over the decades, ghost hunters, historians, and skeptics have all tried to explain the haunting of Bostian Bridge. Some believe it's a case of residual energy, a tragic event so powerful that it imprints itself on the land, replaying over and over again. Others argue it's a psychological phenomenon, where the human mind creates illusions based on expectation. But then came the proof that no one could ignore. In 2010, a paranormal investigation turned into a tragedy of its own. A group of ghost hunters, eager to witness the phantom train for themselves, set up their equipment on the bridge, completely unaware of the real danger approaching. Out of nowhere, a modern-day locomotive came speeding down the very tracks they believed to be abandoned. One man, Christopher Kaiser, was unable to escape in time. He was struck and killed, becoming another victim of the Bostian Bridge's deadly legacy. Was it an unfortunate accident, or something more sinister? Some believe the ghostly train itself lured them, trapping them in its endless cycle of death and disaster. Even today, people still report strange occurrences near the bridge. Ghost hunters claim to hear EVP recordings of passengers screaming for help. Visitors report unseen hands pushing them back, as if warning them away. And every year, on August 27th, the legend of the Phantom Express lives on. Is the Bostian Bridge haunting real? Or is it just the power of folklore, keeping the spirits of the past alive? One thing is certain. If you ever find yourself near Bostian Bridge on a late August night, and you hear the whistle of a train in the distance, be very, very careful, because some journeys never end. What do you think about the legend of the Phantom Express of Bostian Bridge? Is it just a ghost story? Or is there something truly supernatural about this haunted bridge? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Shadow Trains for more haunted railway stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Until next time, travel carefully, because sometimes the dead don't stay buried. This is Shadow Trains, signing off.